Hello, my name is Cassie Lopiccolo, AILA's Business Development and Marketing Manager. Thank you for attending the 2022 AILA H1B and PERM Conference and Webcast. I would like to welcome you to the Era of Technology and Automation in Immigration, presented by John Christie, Product Manager at Imagility. Please note that this is a pre-recorded on-demand session and is not eligible for CLE credit. If you have any questions following today's presentation, feel free to reach out to the Imagility team by phone at 617-865-8444 or email at sales@imagility.co. John, on to you.
Thank you so much, Cassie. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Great. So our presentation today, we're going to talk about the era of technology and automation in immigration. So let's start off by talking about the big question today is what's the current state and future of US immigration? Over 45 million people in the United States are of the immigrant community. All right, and this data is coming from the Homeland Security. So if you see, immigration is constantly changing, right? We had the Trump administration. We saw a lot of changes in immigration, and then we had the Joe Biden immigration presidency. And again, there were a few changes to the immigration laws, and COVID got added to the mix and really reduced the number of people traveling. And I must say the numbers are picking up right now, and it is a humongous task for us as immigration professionals, attorneys, and paralegals, and anyone in the immigration space to make sure our clients get through the immigration process without any issues. So what is the problem statement we are trying to address? Now, I have spoken to so many attorneys, employers, as well as individuals over my tenure in the immigration industry. And I must say, when speaking to attorneys or law firms in general, the workload is overwhelming. Okay, there are constant changes in immigration and the requirement, the dynamics, and the forms. There's little to no support is one of the big, problems they are facing as of today. Remote work with COVID kicking in, people are trying to manage with staff not being in office and some of them being available at the phone. So they do need access to something that caters to all of this, and also difficulty in collecting bills. So these are some of the issues or some of the problem statements, that I hear from law firms in specific. But when it comes to individuals, there are limited access. Okay, they don't get to kind of see what's happening with the immigration petition. There's no transparency. There's no collaboration. Sometimes they say, I don't get enough of data from, law firms. It could be that the law firm is willing to share information, but the platform that they are trying to, use is not giving them all of those kind of functionalities to share the information. Okay, can be a long process sometimes, and also it can get expensive if the individual is filing for a family or a humanitarian case, right? But talking about employers, it's a whole different ball game right there. Again, they do complain about transparency, lack of control, especially corporate clients who do not do a lot of petitions in a year. Some of them who do less than 20, they kind of, they like to focus more on the business. And then when it comes to the immigration petitions, they're kind of lost. Okay. A lot of times it's handled by law firms, but law firms do the best in getting the petitions filed, and they do the best in providing all the information to an employer. But at the same time, it is key that the platform that a law firm is using allows them to share all the information on time without any delay. So the next question is, how can Imagility help with this, right? So what we've done is we've gone ahead and built a platform. Okay, and we did take our time in doing this. All right, it's not that we started off with a form and then we developed over it and came up with a platform that helps everybody, but we did our study, we did an analysis, and we came up with a platform that helps everybody. Right, so it kind of caters to employers, law firms, and individuals. So we have work visas put into our platform, family and humanitarian. At the same time, we have RFE Builder, which allows you to kind of process your RFE through Imagility and not outside the system. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we get into our platform demo. Now, talking about multiple device support, as of today, people do want access to the data, but at the same time would like that information available on a tablet or a mobile phone. Okay, so that way it's kind of easy to access, at the same time quick, right? You really wouldn't want to get home and get your laptop to answer something. So that kind of capability is built in. But the biggest factor is petition versus forms. Now, I've personally seen many platforms out there, and a lot of people focus mostly on forms, and that is key, right? For an immigration petition, you do need to fill out immigration form, but at the same time, what you fail to notice is there's an entire petition building process that the attorney and the paralegal go through, and a lot of platforms do not help them with it. Okay, but with Imagility, what we've done is we kind of designed a workflow that gives you a step-by-step approach, and everything is built in. Not that you'll have to come in and design this workflow. It is built in, ready to use. Let it be an employment-based case or a family or anything else. The workflow is built in, and it's really easy to gather information. So all you have to do is create a profile, you create a task. Now, petitions are called as tasks on Agility. Then you allocate the steps to whoever needs to complete them. You can set aside time. Then you start building your petition, and the system is going to guide you through the entire process. It's got the letters, forms, and all the supporting documents as well. Talking about case tracking, you can upload your receipts, the status can go in there, notes are available. So a lot of triggers going out from the system, notifications going out to the users as well as your clients. All right, so that way everybody is informed as to if something is really required. Another really nice feature, especially when it comes to putting a package together in a hurry, it's called as petition analysis in Imagility. What we've done is, towards the end of the petition, before you can print it out, we have this algorithm built that will check your entire petition, and it'll tell the user if everything is fine or if there's something missing. So that way, it'll give you findings as well as recommendations, so the user can really go back, make those changes quickly, and if they're having an attorney review it, they can make the changes and then assign the attorney, the petition to review. That way, the attorney doesn't have to spend a lot of time, reviewing and correcting the petition. All right. So we'll kind of, while we go through our demo today, we'll kind of take a look at how that functionality looks as well. So putting all of this together, having the beneficiary on the platform, the employee on the platform, as well as the law firm, it kind of provides an end-to-end immigration solution for everybody and making it a truly digital solution. So we are going to take a look at the platform in a bit, but if you want a one-on-one demo, you can always get onto the website, as Cassie just mentioned, and request for a demo, and one of us will put you on our calendar and schedule a demo for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at the actual platform. I've logged in as Paul, who is an attorney. And as you can see, the platform is pretty simple, and we like to keep it this way so that it reduces the learning time and bringing someone on board trying to use our platform. If you look at the dashboard for Paul here, it's got all the petition that Paul is working on, and the petitions are put into 3 different buckets: new, pending, and completed. New are the ones that will contain all the petitions that are in progress, and pendings are the ones that is filed with USCIS, but you're waiting for a response. And finally, the completed ones are the ones that kind of has a response. It could be an approval or a denial or an RFA, but you will have the response under the completed tab. And onto my right here, you have the notification section. Now, this really gives the user the option to literally chat with their clients. Okay. Towards the while you're building a petition, you can literally ask your client for any kind of information or even documents that can be submitted. Okay, so that goes out and your beneficiaries or your clients can access that information either through Imagility's login, or they can simply download the Imagility app on their phone, and these notifications will go through the mobile app as well. Okay, the horizontal menu is going to give you access to the beneficiary tab, your client list if you're dealing with an employment-based case, your employers. So we'll get back to some of the other tabs, but if you want to, let's say, add a beneficiary, it's pretty simple. Get into the beneficiary tab, click into add beneficiary right here, and you'll be able to either add the beneficiary by yourself or invite the beneficiary, and that'll trigger a login ID and password, and the beneficiary will be able to create a profile by themselves. Okay, it's that simple. It's not really complicated. But coming back to my dashboard here, if you want to initiate a petition, it is very simple. You click into create task. And what that's going to do for you is it's going to give you these options where you can select, let's say, non-immigrant petition, let's say H1B. Then you can select, let's say, a cap or a transfer, and then just say it's a petition. So this way, you will be able to initiate a petition. And once all of this is done, the task really comes up on your screen and you'll be able to go through it step by step. I'm quickly going to open existing task on my account here. I'm going to search for a beneficiary that I already have on my system. So this is how your task is going to look like, or your petition. Now, if they are assigned to someone, the assignee's name is going to show up here, the start date and the end date. But if I click into my H1B specialty occupation petition here, it's going to give me the list of different steps pertaining to this petition. Okay, now this is just not information, but if I click into the step, it takes me right to that page, which kind of I really don't have to navigate away from the steps page to really find this page and enter the data. So learning the platform becomes really easy. So all I have to do is start entering information here. Things like a drop down for job, position is also available. And when I say populate duties, it's going to give me all the duties pertaining to that job position. Okay, so that way a lot of these things can be templatized and you really don't have to spend time accessing this information or typing in the information manually. SOC codes are something that gets selected by the platform as soon as the position title is entered. So you have the recommended SOC code available for you, so you can literally go ahead and use it, or you can choose other SOC codes from our list here, and this is coming from the FLC database. Okay, LCA can be selected here. Now, when it comes to LCAs, we do have the option to e-file your LCA directly from Imagility. So you can do that, and by a push of a button, all the data gets into the flag portal. Okay. There are other functionalities that are built in within your workflow. We don't have enough time to go through all these steps, but specialty occupation, we bring in the OH list of duties, and you'll be able to map that with your list of duties. Everything to do with beneficiary information, such as personal details, education, experience, as well as the documents, is coming from their profile or something that you can enter if you don't want to give them access to a portal, right, or a platform. When it comes to documents, you will be able to see what documents your clients are uploading by clicking to the view button. But if you think it's not right, you can always send it back to your client with a note saying that this is not the right document. Or if you see that a document is missing, you can click into the notification tab to notify your client about a missing document, right? Itinerary of service is another really nice functionality that gives you the option to quickly put together this entire section. What the platform does for you is brings in the list of duty along with the work experience and the education information that your beneficiary provides. All you have to do is simply come in here and check the boxes for work experience and education and the time devoted. That way, we'll take this entire section and put it into a support letter. Okay, so it's all ready and set up for you. Okay, some of the other tabs that are really interesting are the USCIS content page that gives you mailing addresses, fee calculation, consulate addresses, as well as the immigration form. And finally, the review petition is going to give you access to the analysis that I was talking about. So when you click into the adjudicate petition button here, it's going to take you through 9 different steps of your petition. And if I go through this very quickly, it's going to give me some results that will clearly tell me what is really happening with my petition, if I'm going to receive an RFE or not. Oops. So let me just log back in here. So these results are going to come up. We don't have time to get into that, but what it's going to tell you is it's going to show you if there are any findings. If the document is missing, it's going to ask you to upload a document. It's going to check for passport validity, and it'll tell you, okay, looks like you have 6 months on your passport, but it's a valid passport, but you do not have 6 months. So go ahead and upload a renewed passport and things like that, right? So it is really, it really helps users who are using Imagility to reduce the RFEs from coming in. Okay, and the print is going to allow you to print the entire package, and you can submit and also get a receipt. Okay, so this entire process is built in into Imagility. Other functionalities that are included here are the reports section that includes standard reports and custom reports. So you can go in there and run a report by yourself with the standard list of reports that are already built in. So you get things like number of petitions, successful, denied, and so on and so forth. So these numbers are really good. And if I scroll down, you get the data as well from the platform. Custom reports are going to give you the option to build your own report. Okay. And if you're struggling with a report, you can always contact us and we can get that built for you. The leads tab actually gives you access to any prospect that you're trying to add into the platform. So I added a couple of them here. So you can select the status here as hot, cold, or warm, and you can start gathering information about your lead or your prospect. And eventually when they sign the retainers agreement, you can push them into the converted section. And once they are here, you can click onboard, and that's how you push them into the actual client list or beneficiary list on your account. Cassie, how are we doing with time? You're on mute.
Sorry, so it is just about time to wrap up. If you just want to give your closing remarks.
So one last feature here, we do have the calendar built in, as well as the billing and the invoice functionality also built in. So if you want a more detailed demos set up with Imagility, you can always contact us and we'll have one of our team members set up the demo for you. Thank you so much.
All right, and thank you, John. That wraps up the era of technology and automation and immigration, and a special thanks to Imagility for sponsoring the 2022 H-1B and PERM conference. Have a great day.
Thank you.